So do you see that? I know you said you're sort of writing an article about this at the moment. What are you currently seeing the gold market? And yeah, can it continue to keep going up at this rate? Because it's at a monumental
more. Yeah,
more.
it's early doors. For people that go, oh, I missed it. I missed this 3,550. Oh, it hasn't started. The scale of the malfeasance people have no concept of. You need to go to their website. I think it was called Demonocracy, that did visual representations of debt and did pallets of dollars, for various things. I've just done a search. The most conservative, true debt to GDP, when you count in unfunded liabilities, Medicaid, welfare in America, is in the 450-550 range, according to Grok. Chicago professors had it at 660. That was in 2018 or 19. It was that long ago. The more aggressive, the more mainline, and most assumptions aren't going to be met. You're probably through 1,000. It's unpayable. And the commitments that were made are going to be reneged upon as well. So you're talking about a whole base, people that paid for a certain service, and they're going to be told, sorry, just when they need it, as a pensioner or someone who's now long-term ill, they're going to be told, well, you need to make a contribution, you need a family member to pay, or you have to do this, or we can only offer you this, a whole reduced service, which will be very rudimentary. How about some assisted dying? What do you say to that? We'll help you die sweetly, you'll get a nice dream, and we'll give your heirs a few thousand. Watch out for that trend to grow. There's going to be a massive push, and they're going to promote it, and the same evil people are going to be promoting it to soft, weak-minded people and people in pain with no money as well. So watch out. It's I've strayed a little bit, I think, from your question, but the point is there's quite a lot coming down the chute our way, and the debt is unpayable. It's mathematically unpayable, and the American debt level is the worst, and they fall off the highest ladder. But the West as a whole is going to do very badly. America does worst, then the rest of the West, just behind it. In some senses, some bits will be maybe sooner. I've thought for a while, maybe the United Kingdom will have a debt crisis before America. Their rates have gone higher than Americans on the same benchmark debt. They are clearly going to collapse. But France, Europe, there's going to be collapses there too. There's master puppeteers that have an agenda that everything is going pretty well for them in terms of that, and not too good for the layman who thinks that the future is random. What do? You hunker down, you prepare for a fight, you get remote, you get out of the war zones, you get out of the worst affected nations, you build business, you use the internet and scalability to do that, and you value add to people. Our value add is very clear. You need to build wealth. You need to get paper that allows you to travel and reside in multiple countries. You need banks that aren't in the Western SWIFT system. That doesn't mean everything will be just rosy with all the other banks either, but you need optionality. 9/10 of all plans will still probably fail, but the fact that you have the one that wins and you don't know what it is, and part of one that might half work, is what will give you an existence in an environment where all the others are absolutely helpless. If you've got long life food, you're on a farm, you've got a great relationship with farmers, you're doing work, you're building a community of silver coin payment system, and everybody is working together and is of like-minded, you're in a very strong place, especially if you're in a country that isn't in the Western world. So if you can do that, and go back to basics, we're going to value a farmer again, we're going to value food supply, power and water independence, another two things that I don't compromise on. I have solar everywhere, I have batteries for an extended period in my places where I live. And the fact that I'm my age and I'm able to do that, don't be upset. You can start on that journey. I might think some part of it is going to start soon, but the whole process is going to be decades. The whole process will be decades. They're not going to have the whole world on biometrics and everybody on a social score tomorrow. And there will be some countries which will be more liberty orientated, a bit slower to take up. There'll be a lot of things. And who says that's if everything goes perfectly according to their plans? So, I set a real low bar, and then a bit of luck, and some things get reversed. There's pushbacks. Who knows?